Hi everyone, so today we are going to be looking at the dwarf planet of Pluto. Pluto is most popularly known for being reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006, which we'll look more into later. In this video, we'll be going over some general information about Pluto, as well as delving into some of its history. We'll also be taking a close look at Pluto's surface and some of its more distinct geographical features. The presence of a ninth planet was first proposed by an astronomer named Percival Lowell. He had suspected the presence of a ninth planet because of a few wobbles in both Uranus and Neptune's orbits. A ninth planet would have a slight gravitational pull on Uranus and Neptune, which would explain the wobbles. By using a new technique that combined photographic plates and a blank microscope, Pluto was discovered by Clyde Tombaugh in the year 1930 at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. A fun fact about Pluto is that it got its name from an 11-year-old girl named Venetia Burney. She had suggested the name to her grandfather and he forwarded it to the Lowell Observatory. Pluto is named after the Roman god of the underworld. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union downgraded Pluto from a planet to a dwarf planet. This is because they had redefined the criteria of what makes a planet a planet. The first requirement is that it needs to orbit around the sun, which is true for Pluto. The second is that it needs to have enough gravity to pull itself into a spherical shape, which is also true for Pluto. The last requirement is where Pluto's status as a planet comes into question. The last requirement is that it has to be the dominant gravitational body in its orbit, and Pluto is not. Pluto only makes up 0.07 times the mass of other objects in its orbit, so because of this, Pluto has been reclassified as a dwarf planet. Pluto has a very irregular orbit. Not only is it elliptical, but it also is on a different plane, which means that it's tilted. Pluto takes 248 years to orbit around the Sun. Pluto's unusual orbit takes it as far as 49.3 astronomical units from Earth and as close as 30 astronomical units. Pluto has a radius of 715 miles, which is about 1/6 the width of the Earth. One day on Pluto takes 153 hours, and it has a 57-degree tilt with respect to its plane. Another interesting aspect of Pluto's orbit is that it exhibits a retrograde rotation, which means it spins east to west. Pluto is also a member of the Kuiper Belt, which is a zone beyond the orbit of Neptune. There are many other objects similar to Pluto in the Kuiper Belt. The objects in the Kuiper Belt are known to be very icy because of their distance from the Sun.
The interior of Pluto contains a rocky inner core surrounded by thick mantles of water ice and frozen nitrogen. As discovered by the New Horizons spacecraft, Pluto's outer mantle may have once been a liquid ocean that has only recently been frozen. The New Horizons spacecraft also found that Pluto is a very young body, and it has no signs of contraction, meaning the interior is thought to still be expanding. What is interesting about Pluto is that we theorize that when it was created, temperatures in the hidden ocean would have been suitable for life for a short period of time. The most prevalent geological feature on Pluto is a heart-shaped region of nitrogen ice known as the Tombaugh Regio. It was first discovered on the New Horizons flyby in 2015, but now recently we have learned that the region may be responsible for the atmospheric circulation on Pluto. The remaining surface on Pluto is made up of methane and nitrogen ice. However, large mountains are thought to be supported by water ice bedrock. The dwarf planet has 5 moons: Hydra, Nix, Charon, Styx, and Kerberos. The biggest of the moons is Charon, which is about half the size of Pluto. It was discovered accidentally in 1978 when a group was studying Pluto's orbit around the Sun. Following Charon are Nix and Hydra, which weren't discovered until 2005 by the Hubble Space Telescope. Both moons are 20 to 70 kilometers wide and orbit farther out than Charon does. The next moon, Kerberos, was also discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope in 2011. It is a weirdly shaped moon that is thought to be about 8 miles across. The last and most recent moon discovered in 2012 was Styx. Styx is thought to be between 6 and 15 miles in diameter. The only spacecraft to have visited Pluto is NASA's New Horizons, which completed a flyby in July of 2015. Launched in 2006, New Horizons set out with the goal of being the first spacecraft to study Pluto, its moons, and then continue on to the Kuiper Belt. This flyby gave us virtually all the known information about Pluto. Pluto is such an anomaly in our solar system for many reasons, from its accidental discovery to its unusual orbit to the endless debate over its classification. Pluto continues to garner much attention from astronomers today. However, NASA isn't planning on returning to Pluto anytime soon, as much as we wish they would.